I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, he's out.
Yes, sir.
Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out.
He's steaming mad.
He is out.
Swung, fly ball deep left center. Grissom on the run. Yes! The Atlanta Braves have given you a championship.
Auburn going after it. Here's a good snap. It is blocked. It is blocked. It's caught on the run. It's caught on the run. He's going to score. David Wagner has scored. And Auburn is tied the game.
It's good! It's good!
It's good.
It's good!
It's good.
It's good!
Van Tippen has won the ball game.
Alabama has beaten Auburn!
I'd like for the people to remember me as being a winner, because I ain't never been nothing but a winner.
Welcome into another glorious edition of the Total Chad Sports Podcast. We're at number 2 of 102. We've made this many. We've gotten this far. How? Why? Who is listening? Who's watching? Is anyone out there? Is there anyone even out there right now? Is anyone even listening to me? Yes, they are, because the views are there, the love is there, the subscribes are there, the likes are there, the follows are there. All of it's there. Definitely not a bum like Fernando Tatis. Exactly. I mean, Harkness is saying it correctly. Dude's a bum. Never liked him. Never been a fan of Fernando Tatis. So thank you. Thank you for coming in here and giving the level of disrespect that you just gave to Fernando Tatis. I've never thought he was that great of a player. It's kind of like Ellie De La Cruz. Dude can run. Dude's fast. Dude is really good at defense. Hitting the ball? I just saw like the most effed up news thing like on Facebook. It's holy crap. He can't even take a pitch. He's a bum. He's always been a bum. Who's not a bum is Harkness. Thank you so much for the subscribe. I don't know if anybody saw that right at the beginning of the podcast, but if you want to subscribe and you've got, Amazon Prime, you can pretty much subscribe to like Twitch channels every month, like one Twitch channel every month for free. So get Amazon Prime, drop the subscribe. I mean, if you want to sub, you're more than welcome to sub. This is where you get quality content. You don't get a bunch of rambling bullshit. You don't get a bunch of people talking about nonsense. They don't know what they're talking about. That's why it's called nonsense. You don't just sit there and make it look good. You don't just sit there and try to use your money and your wealth to try to act like you actually know what you're talking about. Sub to coach or Tatis will get the MVP. I don't think he's going to win the MVP. I don't even know what like early odds for early MLB MVP odds. As of late, well, that's last year. Let's see, 2025. This is with Fox Sports. Let's see, where is it? Money Me. Me needing money a lot now. Me needing money a lot now. Money Me. Rest in peace, by the way. Rest in peace. She was such an amazing actress. Forgot her name. The lady that played the mom in Always Sunny. She passed away this year. Absolutely hilarious. What's her name? Hold on. I'm gonna look it up. Charlie Kelly's mom. What was her name? Bonnie Kelly. Bonnie. I like how the picture is Bonnie Kelly, and it's literally the lady from What the hell? Golden Girls. Look at this. Bonnie Kelly. That's not her. That's not Bonnie Kelly. Is that like her real name? Pearls and Night. There's no way that's her, right? That's not her. There's no way. That's her, right? Lynn Marie Stewart. But that's not her, though, right? She wasn't the mom in Golden Girls, or like the older, like not the mom, but like one of the older ladies in Golden. That wasn't her. That couldn't have been her. This was her back in the day. She was in Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse. There's no way. I'd have to look up her filmography. We'll look up her filmography later. Ohtani needs MVP. He's hilarious. Like Nick Cannon. Ohtani. What's he batting right now? Shohei Ohtani. Oh, I get stats. Stats. Not just... Let's see. What's he batting right now? What's he batting right now? Baseball Reference. Best one. All right. As of 2025, which would be this year. He's got a 3.7 win above replacement. He's got the 313 at bats. He's got 91 hits right now. He's got 27 at home runs. He's batting 293. 291's not terrible. I think he's got to stay in the 300 range if he's gonna win the MVP, or at least say consistently where he's like 290 and he's still hitting home runs and he's still getting RBIs. I thought I looked at... Hold on. We didn't even look at the odds. Here you go. This was as of... This is updated. June 26, 2025. So, American League MVP odds leaders. Judge at minus 952. Cal Raleigh and the Mariners, a catcher. He's plus 480. Jeremy Pena for the Astros, plus 6,500. Bobby Witt Jr. He's playing for Team USA, by the way. Shohei is it... Shohei's the favorite. Shohei and Judge. So the same as last year. Coming out of heading into September. It's not even September yet. Or coming out of September. Fernando Tatis is ranked higher than Freddie Freeman in the odds leaders. This is some bullshit. Pete Alonso at number 5. The man can't even hit against the Braves. Ellie De La Cruz at 12? What is he going to bat? 260? What is Ellie De La Cruz's batting average right now? 252. Let me see. De La Cruz stats. Let's look it up together. What's he batting? 277? Yeah, right. He's got 18 home runs and 86 hits. He's got 55 RBIs. He's not doing bad in the home run department. He's got a 277 batting average. He hits a triple versus the Yankees. Oh, I mean, the dude could hit any ball in the fucking gap, and if it rolls all the way to the wall, that man is going to get a fucking strike. That man's going to get a fucking triple like it's nothing. He'll be standing up. Act like he's like some great, amazing player. Like, oh, he's breaking records. He's stealing bases. He's extremely fast. He's really tall and big. Bats 277. Better than most. Better than most. 2023 ended his bat. He only had 388 at bats. He had a 2.35 ERA or batting average, and he had 259 by last year. I guarantee you, he's probably going to be about 250, 255 by the end of the season. It's all going to start going down. Dude plays on a shitty-ass franchise. Their coach, Terry Francona over here, thinks he's like the god of baseball or whatever. And that he could just like install a fishing boat seat in the dugout. The level of people, though, that saw that thing and was like, they didn't know what it was. It's like, have you ever seen a fishing boat before? Have you ever been on a boat before? They're everywhere. Those seats are awesome. A lot of times, you got to take it down. You got to replace it. I'm sure there's a way that you could just like pick it up and get it off that little mount. It's probably set up just like, and it has the little like, it's like a computer desk. It's got the little like, you know, it's got the whole like, it's got the flip out, you know, like it would initially for a fishing boat seat. But it's got like a little tool that he can lower and hire himself. My thing is he put it's right in front of the fucking barrier where the ball, like if somebody hits a ball into foul play, it could go right at him. And his seat is higher than the seats that are in the dugout. So like the fence is right here. When you sit in the dugout, like you sit on the chairs that are right in front of the fence, your face is right here at the fence. His face is like here, where it's like slightly higher than the fence because of the seat. And if you've seen it, I'm sure they have it. There it is. In all of its glorious wonder. And of course, John Boy Media doesn't know anything about like everyday life. Really, a lot of the people that are in John Boy Media have no fucking clue what they're talking about when it comes to baseball. It's just like Barstool. Barstool is a fucking clown show. Barstool is a bunch of fucking jokes. They don't know shit about the sports they talk about. They're a bunch of fans. It's just like everybody else in the world that has a fucking podcast and gets on here and talks about whatever. It's all opinionated. But these guys are a bunch of clowns because it's the same fucking sports. It's New York sports, Philly sports, and Boston sports. Nobody gives a shit, bro. The only people that give a shit are the people up in New England. That's the only motherfucking people that give a shit in the Northeast about those three franchises. But or those three types of level of play. You come down south, there's so much more. There's college football, college baseball, there's the NFL, there's MLB, there's NHL in some parts, there's NBA. There's so many things to talk about, not just the same fucking three damn markets. New York, Philly, and Boston. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the Red Sox. I don't want to hear you. I don't care that you just subscribed. Nobody cares about the Red Sox. They're just as bad as they're just about as bad as the Braves. That was a lot of alliteration. That was a lot of B's. They literally have one really good pitcher. They're getting rid of everybody, it seems like, or at least people that are the best players on their team because they don't want to play for that franchise. The Yankees, yeah, whatever. It's the Yankees. They do this every single year. They look good in the beginning, and then watch what happens. They're going to choke in the playoffs. And then Philly? The only fucking team that's worth a shit in Philly are the Eagles. Flyers suck. Philly suck. Even though they're winning, I mean, are they even on top of the division right now? I haven't even checked the MLB standings. Are they still on top, or is New York right there? They're tied. They've been tied the entire time because neither of them can figure out how to win. Right now, you know, the Mets are playing the Braves tonight, yesterday, the day before, whatever. I don't care. 5-1. The Braves are 5-1 against the Mets. The Phillies got swept. Got swept by the Astros. Won a series against the Marlins, won a series against the Mets. Can't say that about the Braves. Yeah, you can say it about the Mets, but you can't say it about the Marlins, allegedly. You go out, beat the brakes, not really beat the brakes. You come back, you have these crazy comebacks, you have a sweep of the Mets, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to go play the Marlins. The fucking shit-ass Marlins who can't even get out of their own damn way. Their fans only give a shit if it's like some weird barbecue night or some shit on a Saturday. It's the only time that they give a damn when it comes. I mean, you go look at Braves games too. Like midweek games aren't great, but they're not as bad, obviously. No one's as bad as the Rays. No one's as bad as the Marlins because no one really cares in Tampa or Miami about baseball. The Panthers just won the Stanley Cup title, the Stanley Cup whatever, and you've got fans that don't give two shits. They won back-to-back, and I guarantee you Miami doesn't give a shit. If the Heat won back-to-back and it was LeBron all over again, and just even if it was the Heat winning back-to-back again with whoever they have, Tyler Hero or whoever, I don't give a shit. Bam Adebayo. They would care. Miami would care. If the Marlins started being good again, people would care. That's the only time that people that like really in that town they even give a shit if there's a team that's any good. It's like Golden State. Nobody gives a crap about that team when they suck. OKC, and I'm sorry to bring this up. OKC, no one gives a shit about OKC until they're good again, which they are. They got a ton of young talent. They won the NBA title, which, I mean, it was a fluke in itself. Everybody got hurt that literally played them. I get it. Everyone's got to stay healthy. They had the most depth. They had the healthier players. They had the MVP. OKC ran through it. But watch, as soon as they start sucking again, you ain't going to see these great crowds that they have. The one time the Atlanta Hawks were number one a few years ago, and they got embarrassed, it's the only time you ever saw fans in the damn stands. Pacers were shit, dude. The game went to game 7 because no one was fucking watching it. The NBA had to do everything in their fucking power to try to force a game 7 for any of us to even care. Because it had two markets that nobody gives a shit about. I'm sorry. Oklahoma City, like, you don't care. Oklahoma City does, even their own people do not care about the team until they are in the playoffs, until they are actually in contention. They have a chance. The Pacers are the same thing. As much as it's kind of like a historic franchise, they've had great players come through there. They've had Larry Bird coach there, and it's like, nobody cares. How good were the Pacers like in 2003? They had so much young talent, and yet the Pacers kind of fell off. You had Paul George one year, Roy Hibbert. What was that other dude's name? Oh man, they had another guy. They had a point guard, or another point guard, or not a point guard, but a shooting guard. He was really good. Yeah, Meta World Peace at one time. Yeah, Jermaine O'Neal, who wasn't Shaq, obviously, still gave you quality minutes. Still played a long time in the NBA. But like the Pacers, like they haven't been shit since early 2000s, and all of a sudden now they're good again because of Tyrese Halliburton. Stupid ass song. What the hell? It's a stupid ass song. Where did we go where like musicians just get dumber as they make music? Everyone just copies old music. You just talk throughout a song, and apparently that's catchy and popular. I have no fucking clue, because half these iPod children and iPod kids that are getting older now are all skibbity toilet brain rot morons that I'm just like, whoa, like, what is good anymore? What is good anymore? Like, if I said a movie from like 20 years ago, I'd have like a bunch of kids looking at me like, oh, that movie's crap. That movie's shit. It's old. You're old. And then they go watch it and they're like, oh, damn, that's a good ass movie. I go watch something right now. The only movie that even catches my attention is Sinners. I want to see that movie. Michael B. Jordan, he's a good actor. He's got a lot of range. You ever seen the movie? I want to see that movie. It's a newer movie, new age movie. I don't care about the racial undertones or the politicalness behind it or whatever. Like, that's what most movies are. That's like half Marvel. That's like literally what Marvel and Star Wars is. Racial undertones, some weird politically correct BS. Not actually make like good actors, like be it, like actually hire good actors and be in the show or be in the movie. They got like some weird direction they're going in and just like absolutely ruins a genre. It's just like when the new Happy Gilmore movie comes out. That Happy Gilmore movie is going to be shit. Have you seen the movies other than what was that, Pretty Diamonds or whatever the hell it's called? The one where he's the the one where he's the basketball coach. That one's okay. Or basketball what's it called? Scout. But have you seen, like, what was it? Oh man, what was it like? It was kind of like Hateful Eight, but it was like something 6 or something, and it was like him, the dude from Twilight. It was like a Western comedy, like it was making fun of the Magnificent Seven or whatever the hell it's called. Happy Gilmore Girls, the mashup. No one wanted. Nobody wanted Happy Gilmore. That's like making Waterboy 2. That's like making Billy Madison 2. You can't make sequels to movies that don't need sequels and have no business being sequels. You can't just start making up shit and expect people to go watch it. It's like I said something about like House of the Dragon, right? There's some really good scenes in House of the Dragon, right? Everybody loved Game of Thrones when it first came out. Game of Thrones, baby. Gave me chills. Every time there was a new episode of Game of Thrones, I was hooked. Even like right before season 7, I was so hooked. And then you had season 7 and 8. House of the Dragon is like Game of Thrones season 9 and 10. We all got to make it. We got to have this weird political message behind it. It's always got to be about how she's got to figure it out. She's got to be the hero, blah, blah. You got to ruin all these stories behind the scenes. You got to make up all these unnecessary scenes in the show that it's like watching Dragon Ball Z filler, where it's just like 30 fucking minutes of nonsense, like half of the Damon series, where he's just like all of season 2, he's just fucking talking to trees and talking to the walls because he's high as hell and being cursed by a witch. Meta wasn't trash. Meta's a fucking Meta World Peace is a damn. He's got a couple of titles under his belt. That dude is an enforcer. That dude, if Meta World Peace played in the 80s and 90s, he'd fit right in. Not in the kind of the early 2000s, mid 2000s, 2010s. Yeah, he obviously getting older. Game's changing. Steph Curry's over here changing the game with his threes. You got LeBron James, who's just an absolute specimen. Yeah, I know you packed the stadium. I never said you didn't pack the stadium. You pack the stadium when they're good. You don't pack the stadium when they suck. Nobody wants to go watch them. It's not, you're not, but thing is like OKC is not one of those top franchises like the Knicks. The Knicks can suck every single year, but everyone's still going to go to Madison Square Garden. They're still going to go watch the Knicks. There's still going to be a celebrity love and affection and everything like that for the team. Sure. But like OKC, you see Durant coming back around? You see Harden coming back around? Right? You see any of those really good players right there? Those two really good players, really talented players who literally got them to the mountaintop, but never on top of the mountaintop. Fell back down. Lost to LeBron, would lose because like San Antonio was good or Dallas was good. OKC was good. And then they broke up. And then it was like 10 years of just bullshit. It was like 8 to 9 years of just bullshit. OKC sucks. Fans don't give a shit. You tank. Finally get young, good players. And then you get SGA. And then SGA just kind of comes into his own. Like, I swear. Let's see. So, it's just kind of crazy because I mean he had a few years with the Clippers, And then all of a sudden now it's like he's with OKC for the last, 6 years? And in 6 years, by the time his 6th year with OKC, great team around him, MVP caliber type player. Sorry, my girlfriend is texting me. Yes, I did say girlfriend. We just started dating. Calm down. I'm a very happy person right now. But yeah, it's in the early stages of the relationship. But you can go ahead and give a round of applause for Coach, I finally finding someone, maybe. So it's nice. I'm a lot happier now. I'm a lot happier. Things that would have pissed me off and things that would have turned me down and things that would have just put me into a hole about a year ago now. And we're getting I can't wait. I can't wait. We're going to have a glorious show. We're going to have such a glorious show. We're going to have drinks. We're going to have guests. I'm going to get like the premium version of Zoom, because if I do a lot of the work here, it's the cheapest streaming service for me, because I can't pay tons of money because I don't have somebody that has a ton of money to back me. I don't have a financial backer that can just buy whatever equipment that I need while I just regurgitate and just talk out of my ass. So like at the end of the day, like I can't make those types of decisions to justify, oh yeah, I'm going to pay like $40 a month or $30 a month for a streaming service if I can't get guests or I can't be consistent with a show and give you what the masses want, because it's hard for me to take the time to go sit down and do it. Like right now, I have a whole month, all month of July. This is going to be so much fun. I'm going to try to stream as much as I can. I'm going to do podcasts. I'm going to do a lot of stuff. I'm going to play a ton of video games. I'm going to enjoy this whole month of being off, because like I'm going, like we said, in a week, next Tuesday, we're going to the Braves and we're going to Truist Park. We're going to go watch the Braves take on the Trash Pandas West. SEMO playing really well right now. The Angels playing really well right now. So hopefully it'll be a really good series. Hopefully, like majority of that roster that'll be on the Angels will be a ton of guys that I've seen in the Rocket City. So gonna be a lot of fun, a lot of cool stuff going on. Another thing that came up just a couple days ago, and we don't know how it'll go. We don't know how it'll be, but finally, after almost 7 years of being lied to, being forced to stay home, being told that that's not my job, being told that it will be my turn next year, being told all of these lies, all of these things that shitty ass, crappy people in this world who claim to think that they're some great person treat really good, hardworking people by telling them, keep working hard, keep doing what you're doing, and you'll be rewarded. And then by the time that you ask for said reward, or that you feel that you've done enough and you really just don't ask it, you kind of like nonchalant bring it up or whatever, and it offends you and you get all butthurt over the situation, because you can't just swallow your pride for 1 week to give somebody the opportunity to branch himself out there and get his name out there, because you're looking out for number one, because you're a narcissistic asshole. So, it is what it is. Like I was very happy to finally see an email. Thank you, Auburn University. Just want to say thank you to Auburn University and the people that continue to send me notifications, alerts, information on what's going on around Auburn. Alabama has never done that for me. The SEC has never done that for me. So I greatly appreciate that. I greatly appreciate being able to get an email that says, hey, want to sign up for SEC Media Days? But because one, I'm not some popular person. Two, I'm not some famous rich person. Three, I'm not some rich donor that can just play owner of businesses because I feel like I want to own this business this year. I don't have a ton of money and a backing that can get me the recognition and that can get me the opportunity to stay and do all these types of things, because we just do it on our own and we do it freely. And it's a podcast just like anybody else. It's a podcast. It's a thing talking about sports, just like all these clowns that are, quote, writers that work for the teams, get opportunities to do certain things for the teams, work for a company that really probably has no fucking business even talking about said team. But because they're in that city, it's the outlet. It's really like based off of like, you're lucky. That's all really working in sports is. You just have to sometimes get lucky. It's a cutthroat world. You're going to get let go. You're going to get told to go work something else that you don't like, or you're going to be put in a situation that you may want to branch out and always be looking for another job. It's just how it is. Look at ESPN. They cut people left and right like it's crazy. But then you see people get opportunities in other markets because they've been in it long enough. But a lot of these people that are on ESPN are fucking morons. You got Stephen A. Smith that said, like, I think it was Harper's kid, I think it was Dylan Harper, looks like Kyrie? What? The average Joe Smo fucking fan can see that he's not Kyrie Irving. But because you're so-and-so and you work for so-and-so, you can just talk out of your ass. You can just make shit up. You can say Peyton Thorne played for Mississippi State. You can say stupid shit constantly, and there's nothing wrong with it. But when you're getting 1 to 2 views a video, it speaks volume, moron. You clearly have no idea what you're talking about. And the crazy thing about it is how people try to justify like working people to their very end, to their breaking point. And it's hilarious how when you go watch other venues, other outlets, other markets give opportunities to people that are, quote, not their job, but they give them opportunities to do certain things. The Braves, even though he is a broadcaster, even though he's just the sideline guy or the color commentating guy, whatever, Wiley Ballard gets an opportunity to do games for the Atlanta Braves, and he probably has done broadcasting, obviously, and he has for Georgia Tech. Graduated from Georgia Tech. But gets the opportunity as a guy that's on the sideline, does very little work, blah, blah, blah. Gets an opportunity to do games for the Atlanta Braves. And that's not his job. That's not his job. Ben Ingram, that's his job. Brendan Gaudin, that's his job. Those are the announcers. Joe Simpson, the color commentator, he gets to do it on the radio. You don't ever hear when like Sean Green or Jeff Francoeur or whatever, like they're not the ones doing it on TV. It's Brandon Gaudin. But you have someone like Wiley Ballard who it's not his job, but he gets opportunities. You see all these people on ESPN have no business being analysts. And then there's a lot of people that are that started their career as a behind the counter guy, right? Like just Sports Center guy or whatever. Now they get opportunities to broadcast games. Now they get opportunities to be a part of other shows. Now they get radio shows. Now they can just sit there and actually, have an opportunity to live out their dreams. I always thought that, especially if I'm doing a podcast here, I need sponsors. You know what I mean? I would need someone to sponsor the show. I would need somebody to throw the Cash App, $ Coach Grizzle, Venmo, @MassBraves. I need somebody to support the stream. Like, I can't just throw tons of money into it because I don't have that type of cash. I need just somebody to see me for who I am and what I do and what I bring to the table to just give me the opportunity. Because I've worked for many businesses, whether it's working in radio or wherever I'm working, where I've been worked to the bone, and then all of a sudden it's like the moment I lash out, all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. You ask me to do all these types of things. You ask me to make all these types of sacrifices, yet you can't do it yourself. Then you kick people to the curb that are good, hardworking, good people, and it doesn't matter. But hey, you do you. You do you, clown. You keep doing you, clown. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's hard, it's tough. But the fact that I got turned down from SEC Media Days, but actually got an opportunity to just send my my creds out, to send my information out, to at least be able to email the person that I'm supposed to, like, that I can coordinate with and ask questions and be like, hey, if there's one single opportunity, just one single opportunity to attend SEC Media Days, whether it's 1 day, 2 days, whatever. I just want that opportunity. Why is it so hard to just give somebody that opportunity? I just don't get it. I will sit in the back. I will work my ass off the whole day. I won't sit down. If I have to, I'll stand in the back of the interview rooms and I will just sit there and record, or I'll sit there and listen. I'm not going to be some clown that uses it as a vacation that they're not even paying for, that your boss is paying for, or your employers are paying for, or whatever. Or that you made enough sales that you can go on the trip. I guarantee you that a majority of these motherfuckers that go didn't make the sales to go. They either have the money to do it because they work for a big company and they have the money and the needs and the willpower and the recognition to do it. Or two, they've got some big ass donor that has a ton of money and can buy them a house for a week and they can all hang out and do whatever they want to do. But the majority of the time there, it's a bunch of clowns. It's a bunch of fucking clowns. They're not actually there for the sport. They don't give a shit. They're going there for the experience. They're going there for the fun. They're going there so they can go eat dinner that's going to be provided by the owner or your boss or whoever. They're going to go there because of all the little amenities that's going on. You got the All-Star game going on right now. Or not right now, but during that time. Like the Tuesday that Alabama is there, the All-Star game is that night. So you have the softball game the day before on that Monday. You have stuff that whole week. So, I mean, like, there's a whole lot of other stuff that's going to be thrown into that situation, and I get that. I understand why they have so many people that want to be there, blah, 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 blah. Well, because now it's in Atlanta, or back in Atlanta again. It's not in Dallas, which was a fucking joke. It's not in Nashville, which is a pretty decent venue. Still haven't been, so I wouldn't know. But I guess if you do so many shows as a talent, I guess that's not your job. I guess you just don't have to go and meet a lot of people that work in the industry and work in the business and try to get your name out there, because you'll always have shitty people that'll just put you down the entire time and really just absolutely try to ruin any kind of goals or aspirations or whatever you want in life. But hey, it is what it is. That's why we continue to do our own thing. That's why we continue to do our own podcast. Yeah, I'm mad. I'm sad, whatever. It sucks. It sucks. A lot of people know how sucky it is. But the fact that I was able to just get an opportunity to ask SEC, Southeastern Conference, and say, hey, can I just show up? Can you give me 1 day? Can you give me this? And yeah, I got turned down because it's just me. No one's going to take just me. I'm not some celebrity. I'm not some Instagram model. I'm not Case Sanat, who's an absolute fucking joke. Like, I'm not some of these clown ass streamers that got big by a bunch of little kids on YouTube. And then all of a sudden, I'm cool enough now to get all these opportunities to go to certain sporting events. Like, get the fuck out of here. Fuck off. Stupid. Chop this. How about you shut up? How about you chop that? Huh? You about to be 6-1 tonight, bitch. And we talking about the Braves. Yeah. Walter Franco. Breaking news, everybody. Wander Franco found guilty in sexual abuse case. How did it take this long? Is he getting tried in a different country? Like, dude was a diddler from the start, bro. Found guilty of sexual abuse and gets suspended sentence. Must be cool to be rich and famous. Tampa Bay Rays shortstop Wander Franco was found guilty of sexual abuse of a minor in the Dominican Republic after he had sexual relationship with a 14-year-old girl when he was 21 and received a suspended 2-year prison sentence Thursday. Though prosecutors sought a 5-year sentence, Judge Jaqueira Veras, there's already an issue there, said Franco would not serve further prison time unless he ran afoul of certain conditions, including not contacting minors with sexual intentions. Hold up. So you just said in the article that the man was found guilty of sexual abuse of a minor in the Dominican Republic after he had a sexual relationship with a 14-year-old girl and he was 21. But then this dumbass judge, what country was this in? Was this America? Was this an American judge? That Judge Jaqueira Veras, sounds like a woman, is okay with a man sexually assaulting minors, but he won't serve further prison time unless he runs afoul on certain conditions. Here are your conditions, Wander Franco. Don't contact minors for sex. It ain't hard, buddy. It ain't hard. You don't have to do those types of things. You are 21 years old. You make a shit ton of money. You are a MLB baseball player. You can get it legally hand over foot, buddy. You literally could walk into a bar, tell somebody, hey, I play for the Tampa Bay Rays. And you could get somebody that's, quote, legal. Not going and trying to have going to another country and I get it, it's another country. There's other countries out there that have some weird marriage laws and whatever, and whatever. Texas, remember, Texas back in the day, like 15 was the age of consent. Like Alabama's like 16, or parents' consent. Like, it's fucking wild how, like, back in the day, obviously, back in the day, shorter living spans, all that type of stuff. People got married younger, but also the person wasn't like 10 years older than the other person or 7 years older than the other person. And it made sense. Now it's so creepy and weird and it's diddlerish and it's, like, dude. Like, bro. So the Rays... Okay, so Franco who is currently MLB baseball's restricted list for failure to report to the team, is likely to have difficulty receiving a work visa in the United States because of the conviction. Should he not be able to secure the visa, he will remain on the restricted list. As long as Franco is on the restricted list, the Rays would not be required to pay the salaries from his 11-year, $182 million contract. This dude has an 11-year, $182 million contract. What does that come out to be? What is that like? What is that, like $2 million a year? $3 million a year? I don't know. You know. What is that? 182 in 11 years. What was that 18? 18 million? Makes about 18 million a year. 17, give or take. And this man, MLB investigation into Franco's remains open. He could further be disciplined under the league's domestic violence, sexual assault, and child abuse policy. Major League Baseball is proud to have collectively bargained joint domestic violence, sexual assault, child abuse policy that reflects on our commitment to these issues, the league said in a statement. We are aware of today's verdict and we want a Franco trial and will conclude our investigation at the appropriate time. Why the fuck? He's guilty of having sex with a child. And the MLB's like, well, it's the MLB. We want to have an investigation. Like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? I just realized I've been doing this podcast like the entire time without like any like extra light going on, because like the light does help, like especially if you're gonna do like a green screen. But like it was catching like a lot of my facial features without the light. Dude, social media posts in August 2023 alleged that Franco had been in an inappropriate relationship with a teenage girl. While Franco denied the allegations, MLB and the MLB Players Association struck a deal to place him on the paid administrative leave. If this happened to a teacher, and even just the allegations, they're not gonna put the teacher on leave. They're gonna fire that fucking teacher. Now, if it's like a tenured teacher, maybe they may not, or if it's like the principal that's like a high employee, they might not. I can put this guy on administrative leave. I get it. Innocent until proven guilty. The man was guilty. You should ask for all that money back that you paid him during administrative leave. He should pay you back all of that money that you paid him during administrative leave. You paid a child diddler money the entire time that this thing was going on. He denied every allegation, but then came out and was guilty. 5-year sentence sought for Franco. The verdict today. Which was today. This was 3 days ago. So stupid. Whoever this judge is should lose their fucking job. That's who should lose their job. The mother of the victim, Martha Vanessa Chevalier Alamante, was convicted of sexually trafficking her daughter and sentenced to 10 years in prison after prosecutors proved she sought financial gains from Franco and laundered money. So maybe he's getting off because of that. Because the mom said, okay, that's fine. I still think it's disgusting. I still think it's absolutely just appalling. The mom should go for obviously 10 years to 15 years. Wander Franco should at least go. Dude should be out of the league for another year and a half and make him think about it. He's guilty of doing this shit. I don't feel any remorse for this weirdo. Dude, you're 21 years old and you're fucking and messing around with a child? And you make $182 million over 11 years? And you're telling me that you can't, meet somebody your own age? Hell, go for somebody. Like Frank says, gotta be older than my daughter, younger than my wife, something like that. Gotta be old, gotta be younger, gotta be older, something like that. Like, dude, figure it out. Older than my daughter, younger than my wife, something like that. I'm not gonna sing a song. That's why I love Always Sunny. Always Sunny is such a great show. They're 800,000 Dominican pesos, around 13,000, according to prosecutors. At one point, the top prospect in baseball debuted at 20 years old in 2021 and was an immediate star for Tampa Bay. He was signed him as a 16-year-old for $3.8 million. Following his second season, the Rays locked him on a long-term deal, the largest in franchise history. Franco is in the midst of a breakout season in 2023, went on his name as an all-star for the first time before the allegations stunted his career. The allegations stunted his career. Should fucking ruin his career. But we're okay with it. Justin Tucker got a 10-week ban from the NFL. We were going to talk about this. We actually had this right here. We were getting ready for it to have it, but it was the next one on, so we'll just talk about it. There's also apparently a Super Bowl performer that I don't even remember this because I wasn't really fucking paying attention to the halftime show. Like, Kendrick Lamar wasn't cool until he started dissing Drake, okay? And Drake deserves, just like Wander Franco, deserves every fucking insult, deserves everything. Because these dudes are old men preying on young children. And you have apparently this person, Zol Kwame Nantambu, 41, of New Orleans, surrendered to authorities after an arrest warrant was obtained. State police said he was booked into a Orleans Parish Justice Center on charges of resisting an officer and disturbing the peace by interruption of a lawful assembly. The man is over here talking about another country and another country and living in a country like most people are doing for other countries that they left to live here but don't like living here because we're mean and bad to people that shouldn't be here. But if you go to another country, you're going to get the same shit. Unless you're Canada, England, or many other countries like Italy that just allow it. It's crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. I don't get it. I don't understand it. There's not a level for this. Like, there's no reason to have this during the event. Like, the people at the game probably weren't even paying attention to it. Like, I just paid attention to it. I didn't even know that was on there. And like I said, I'm not a big Kendrick Lamar fan. Like, I'm not a big rap guy. I like some rap. I like good songs. I don't like just nonsense. Kendrick Lamar, this last album, whether it's dissing Drake or whatever, is just a really good album. But I knew Kendrick Lamar when Chedaya. Do you know Chedaya? Jedediah, whatever his name is. Jedediah. Long live the chief. Thanks, my man. Thanks, Doug. Doug's the one that gave me who that was. And you know, he had a really good song. You know who was featuring in that song and nobody knew the fuck Kendrick Lamar was? Jedediah, whatever the fuck his name is. Jendaya. Not Zendaya or whatever the fuck her name is. Not the actress that everybody loves. I don't get it. Because she was in that one Spider-Man movie. And she was on some Disney Channel show. Zendaya. Is that her name? Zendaya? His name's like Jendaya or Jedediah. Jedediah or whatever. Good song, though. Look it up. Look up Long Live the Chief. Or Chief Don't Run. Or Bambi. Bambi, oh, Bambi. I love that song. It's a good song. It's just a good song. It's a good, chill song. He's talking about a girl. I mean, he's talking about a girl he likes. Or it could be drugs. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the backstory about the song. I don't know. Chief Don't Run's a good song, though. Talks about his mom growing up. Young kid, no dad. It was good. It's good stuff. I think we pretty much talked about the actual things that are going on in the sports world. We got the breaking news. Oh, we didn't even talk about the NFL. We didn't even talk about the NBA draft. Here's your top 30. Cooper Flag, number 1. Dylan Harper going to San Antonio. Cooper Flag, of course, number 1 overall, going to the Mavericks. VJ Edgecombe from Baylor. He's going to the 76ers. Con Canoopel, he's going to Charlotte. Ace Bailey, he's going to the Jazz. Which Ace Bailey, like, I think the Hawks, didn't they draft him and then they sent him over there, right? Didn't they trade him over there? Let's see. Jeremiah Fears, he's going to, where's he going? Out of Oklahoma. He's going to the Pelicans. Igor Demin, he's going to Brooklyn. My boys drafted Derek Queen, who was traded in New Orleans. So they didn't trade him. So Ace Bailey just got drafted by him. There was a really, really, really like bad video on X. And it was like, what's that movie? Sorry, man. When you're in love, I'm just kidding. If you're watching, when you like somebody a lot, you're gonna stop what you're doing. I'm sorry. It's only like a couple more minutes. All right. Let's see here. Derek Queen got drafted by the Hawks, number 13. Traded New Orleans. And then gave San Antonio the 14th pick. They got Carter Bryant out of Arizona. He went to San Antonio, like I said. And then Drake Powell gets drafted by Hawks. Trade him to Brooklyn. It's like the Hawks don't know what the fuck they're doing. And it was it Asa Newell from the Pelicans traded to Atlanta, a forward out of Georgia. So say what you want about the Hawks or the Falcons. At least they're drafting some Georgia players finally. At least there's finally some Georgia players in the ATL playing for said teams. So I really don't give a shit about the NBA draft. It's so short and it's like right after the fucking season ends. It's like less than like 5 days after the finals. Like, it's just one of those things. It's like basketball doesn't give a shit. Like, they care about their international game. They don't care about America. They don't want to make it a big thing. They don't want to make it like the NFL, where it's like we can go to a city, pack it out, and a ton of people be there. Like, nobody's gonna fucking go to all these stupid NBA bullshitters compared to the NFL, because at the end of the day, a lot of these players, a lot of these NBA owners, everything like that, don't give a shit apparently about the game itself and growing it in America, even though it was invented in Canada. You know, like, it's just one of those things where I don't care. Like the WNBA right now, we're in a deadpan. If you don't like baseball, we're in a deadpan of sports right now. You ain't gonna get shit. You're gonna get the WNBA. You're going to get occasionally one local channel might give you the UWSL, like you give a shit. Or they'll give you a WNBA game on a Saturday or Sunday because there's nothing fucking else on. And I guarantee you nobody's watching it. Guarantee you nobody's watching it. The only people that are watching it are the media that force it down your throat constantly like we actually care. But if you like baseball, there's a lot of baseball going on right now. You can watch some baseball. No spring football no more, because nobody gives a shit about the UFL either. So, like, we're in a deadpan right now. If you don't like baseball, it's going to be a lot of baseball talk. All right? SEC media days or SEC football, nobody gives a shit. It's June. People are signing, people are doing things, whatever. Nobody gives a shit. We care about when the season starts or when it's like 2 weeks or 3 weeks before the season starts. We don't care. We're waiting for August. We don't care about right now. We're waiting for August. That's when we can care. So yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that you have to deal with. So I mean, shit, who cares? Let's see. So we got through the NBA draft. If you see this on the thing, you can tell what we're about to get into. We're going to do On This Day in History and then round it off because we're going over an hour. Trash Pandas. Before we get into that, Trash Pandas right now, they are in a series against the Montgomery Biscuits. They are on an 11-game losing streak as we did just start the second half. So every record is hashed. Chattanooga and who was it? Chattanooga and Biloxi ended up winning their respected halves. So now we're in the second half. Now we're in the second half of the season. If, let's say Chattanooga wins again. If Birmingham, Knoxville, Rocket City is number 2, the next team gets that spot to the playoffs. If someone other than Biloxi wins, then it'll be like if Montgomery was higher than Pensacola, like whoever's the highest on the bottom. If Biloxi doesn't win the second time, and it's Montgomery or Pensacola, if it's Montgomery winning it, it's Montgomery. So those would be the 4 teams. It would be Biloxi, Chattanooga. Let's say Biloxi, Chattanooga, they're already in it. Those are the top 2 teams. They won the first half. Let's say Chattanooga wins again, second half. If Knoxville or Birmingham are second, it'll be Knoxville or Birmingham. If Biloxi, let's say Biloxi gets second, Montgomery wins. Montgomery gets that other spot. So those are the spots how you get it. The one thing that sucks the most is how all of the teams that I care for and the affiliates that I pay attention to suck. Rocket City sucks. Columbus sucks. Rome sucks. Gwinnett sucks. All of the Braves affiliates seem to suck right now. I don't even know how, let's see. Let's see. No, because this is double A. Let's look at triple A. Let's look at their team. Because they would be in the Pacific Coast League. Right? Yep. Salt Lake. Bad. On the bottom. But it's like, it's not like, it's just like, it's the second half they suck. Like, they sucked first half. Like, it's just bad. Everyone's bad. El Paso Sod Poodles. That's pretty cool. That's a cool name. That's a really cool name for a team. So, yeah, you got that right now. The second half, the Southern League hasn't started well. We're on an 11-game losing streak for the Trash Pandas. Reached out to Andy Shatzley, the manager. He's doing well. Told him to keep his head up. Sorry about getting ejected. Get it in the second half. They're going to keep working and rolling. So I'm happy for him. Let's see here. Let's get back here and get on track. We're going to finish up with On This Day in History. Let's finish up and get out of here. All right. In 363, Roman Emperor Julian is killed during a retreat from the Sassanid Empire. General Jovian is proclaimed emperor by troops on the battlefield. I've actually seen this one before. I'm pretty sure it's on History Marsh. 684, St. Benedict II begins his reign as Catholic Pope. King Richard III, 1483, Duke of Gloucester, succeeds as King Richard III of England after Parliament declared Edward V illegitimate. Christ's Hospital in 1553, Christ's Hospital in London, England, granted a charter by King Edward VI to house and teach children of the poor. Battle of Chaza, 1539, Afghan and Northern Indian leader Sir Shah Suri defeats Mughal Emperor Humayun in Bihar in a major battle involving 200,000 forces. I think that's on History Marsh. Battle of Chausa. Toothbrush invented in China using boar bristles in 1498. Swedish troops under Gustav II Adolf lands at Peenemünde in 1630. Battle of Flores in 1794. Major victory by forces of the French First Republic under General Jean-Baptiste Jourdan over the coalition army, Great Britain, Hanover, Dutch Republic, and the Habsburgs with the first use of the reconnaissance balloon. So it's the first time a reconnaissance balloon's been used in 1794. Crazy that was the first time it's ever been used, and like we really don't ever see it in America until like the Civil War. I think they did it during the Revolutionary War, but I could be wrong. But that's before, so that couldn't be. So that's what I'm saying. So like, this is after the Revolutionary War, so it's got to be like I don't think America used it maybe until the Civil War. First Victoria Cross recipients in 1857. The first 62 recipients received the Victoria Cross for valor in the Crimean War from Queen Victoria. First pure food law enacted in the U.S. in 1848. Valkyrie premieres in 1870. Die Valkyrie, The Valkyrie, the second of the Ring Circle premieres in Munich. That's Richard Wagner, featuring The Ride of the Valkyries. Carl Benz patent, 1994 of Germany receives U.S. patent for gasoline-driven auto. Carl Benz, Mercedes-Benz. Aga Khan III honored in 1902. Aga Khan III is appointed Knight Grand Commander of the Order of the Indian Empire. Indian Relief Act in 1914 passes after a protracted period of passive resistance led by Gandhi. The Gold Rush in 1925, silent film The Gold Rush with Charlie Chaplin. Federal Credit Union Act in 1934, U.S. signs Federal Credit Union Act into law establishing credit unions. Germany and Poland signed non-aggression treaty in 1934. 1940 in the USSR experimental calendar, Gregorian, readopted in 627. 1941, Lithuanian fascists massacred 2,300 Jews in Kovno. 1942, German assault on British railroad terminal at Mersa Matra in Egypt. 1944, Second British Army reaches Granville Moon Line. United Nations Charter in 1945, signed by 50 nations in San Francisco. Fred Allen's Last Show in 1946. Let's see here. Keep going. Kennedy's Clarion Call for Freedom. Iwo Jima and Bonin Islands returned in 1968. Returned to Japan by the U.S. Grease in 1973. London production of Jim Jacobs and Warren Casey's musical Grease, starring Richard Gere, opens as a New London theater. Ali versus Inoki in 1976. Elvis's last performance in 1977. Moonraker in 1979, 11th James Bond film starring Roger Moore premieres in London. Stripes in 1981, great movie with Bill Murray, John Candy, and Evan Reitman. Canada updates coins in 1989. U.S. attacks Baghdad in 1993. Arafat returns to Gaza in 1994. Harry Potter published in 1997. NBA draft in 2003. LeBron James, first pick by the Cavaliers. Ice Age Continental Drift in 2012. Suarez expelled from the World Cup. Is that from him biting incident? Somebody made $1 million from him biting someone. I think we're good. Polio outbreak in PNG. Okay, and then we look at birthdays and finish it up because I don't know any of these people. Charles Messier, French astronomer in 1730. William Thomson, 1924. First Baron Kelvin, Irish-Scottish mathematician, physicist. Kelvin scale engineer, transatlantic telegraph. Robert Borden, 1854. Pearl S. Buck, American author, in 1892. George Hainsworth, Canadian ice hockey goaltender, in 1895. Salvador Allende, 1908, President of Chile. Let's see, going through all these because I don't know. Chris Isaac, 69th birthday, 1959, American rock singer. Greg LeMond, American road cyclist, 1961, he's 64. Chris O'Donnell, American actor, Son of a Woman, School Ties, Batman Forever, 1970. Derek Jeter, he's 51 today, he was born in 1974. Ariana Grande, she's 32, she was born in 1993. And I think that's it. So thank you so much, everyone, again, for being here. We greatly appreciate it. we're going to get out of here. We got to deal with some stuff and take the dog out and deal with some other things, get some food in us, maybe come back and play some games tonight. Who knows? But we greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much again for liking, subscribing on the YouTube, on the Twitter, on the Twitch, on the Instagram Straight Flexin', on the TikTok, all of those places. Remember, if you want to follow us on X, you can follow me at Gwathney Chat, at Coach Grizzle TV. If you want to hit up the YouTube account, let's see, youtube.com// at Coach Grizzle TV. You can go there. What, really? Coach Grizzle TV. Okay. You can always go there. You can find us out here. You can like and subscribe. You can love. Don't dislike, but you can like the video. But yeah, you can do all those types of things. You can also go to History Marsh. You know what I mean? One of my favorite history things. Love all of what History Marsh does. All of these are great. Every single video he's ever made is amazing. Or group of people have made is amazing. Absolutely freaking amazing. So if you want to follow me, follow that. Like I said, you want to money me, you want to support the channel, Cash App, $ Coach Grizzle, Venmo, at Mass Braves. I'm out. I'm getting out of here, and we'll check you on the next time. This has been Total Chat Sports Podcast number 102 on the list. And we'll see you next time. Bye.